Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next question of our agriculture optional answer writing practice series. And the question we are going to discuss today is write an account of factors affecting choice of irrigation methods. So we have to write about the factors which are affecting our choice of irrigation methods. So let's see how we can approach this answer. First of all, in the introduction part, obviously we can mention why we need to choose a proper irrigation method, because appropriate irrigation method is crucial for optimizing water use efficiency. It will enhance our water use efficiency. Okay, it will enhance crop productivity, and enhance, or you can say it can maintain soil health. So these are the things which we should always keep in mind to wherever choosing certain kind of irrigation, that our water use efficiency should be good, our production should be good, and obviously with production, as we are moving towards sustainability also, so we should keep in mind that our soil health is also not defected or impacted by this irrigation method. So these are the things which we should keep in mind. Now let's see what are the factors affecting choice of irrigation method. What are the various factors affecting choice of irrigation method? So first factor obviously will depend on the type of soil, characters, so attract the soil characteristics. So here you can mention about soil texture, and you can also write some example that sandy soils have high infiltration rate and are suitable that we should use sprinkler or drip irrigation. Example, we have sandy soils. Sandy soils have high infiltration rate. That is, water will move down very quickly in sandy soils. That is why we will try to use here sprinkler or drip irrigation. Similarly, you can also mention that clay soils which have low permeability favors methods like basin or furrow irrigation. Clay soils in texture only. Clay soils have low permeability. So what it will favor? It will favor surface runoff and basin methods, or you can say furrow or basin methods. So this is for clay soil, because what happens in clay soil, the clay soil's water holding capacity is very good. So it will hold this runoff. It will not move this runoff go fast. So it will hold it. So obviously that depends. Again, with soil texture, soil structure, and porosity also plays a factor. Is structure and porosity. Obviously, what is the pore space in the soil? In poorly structured soils may cause a poor infiltration, and suppose there is a sandy soil. If it is poorly structured, there will be more infiltration and the water holding capacity will be low. So we have to always keep in mind about structure and porosity. In porosity also micropores, because these are the pores which hold the water, and that water is made available for the plants. That is what we need to keep in mind. Next, in soil only, you should know about slope of land, because in steep slopes we will not do surface irrigation, because there will be higher runoff and erosion risks. So in steep slopes, try to use sprinkler or drip methods. So this is another thing which we should keep in mind. Water holding capacity, that also should be kept in mind, because various soils have various water holding capacity, and if the water holding capacity is low, suppose there is a soil which water holding capacity is low, so obviously you should go for sprinkler and drip irrigation. So these are the factors, these are the soil factors which you should keep in mind. Secondly, obviously, topographic factors. So actually you can slope of the land, you can also mention another factor, that is topographic factors, that can be written as number 2, and write about topographic factors, that in slopy lands, in slopy topography, we will use sprinkler or drip irrigation instead of surface flow irrigation, because due to surface flow irrigation there will be more runoff losses and chances of erosion. So that you can mention. Secondly, the second factor could be water availability and quality. Water availability and quality. So first of all, availability, that is quantity only, quantity and quality of water. So if we have limited water availability, obviously focus on drip and sprinkler irrigation, because here the water needed is less. But if you choose surface flow irrigations, you should have enough quantity of waters, because a lot of water is flown in surface flow irrigations. Secondly, when it comes to quality, we should always keep in mind that if the salt content in water is high, we should try to minimize salt accumulation. Okay, we will use some other kinds of methods such as drip irrigation to minimize salt accumulation, and we will also try to prevent waters with high salinity. So salinity is one factor we can keep in mind. Source of water also has a effect on it. Source of water, from where water is coming. If the water is coming from canal system, so it is seen that in canal systems the farmers generally prefer surface irrigation. But when it comes to groundwater or tanks, other localized systems are used. Okay, so water availability, from which surface it is, from which source it is coming, what is the quantity, what is the quality, all the things should be kept in mind. Next, obviously, crop requirement, because crops such as rice needs standing water. So here it favors flood irrigation such as rice. So rice favors flood irrigation. Other crops such as, there could be some millets or horticultural crops. For example, horticultural crops favors drip and sprinkler irrigations, because here we can minimize our water wastage through it. But in rice, doing drip and sprinkler irrigation is kind of impossible, because it requires a lot amount of water. We have to also keep in mind about the root zone of crops. Okay, because suppose there is a crop which is shallow rooted. So shallow rooted crops will require frequent light irrigations. Frequent light irrigation. And if some crops is deep rooted, obviously it will require not frequent, but whenever we give irrigation to it, the irrigation should be heavy irrigation. Okay, but in shallow rooted it should be frequent light irrigation. So that we should keep in mind. Sensitivity to moisture stress, we have to see sensitivity, because such as rice can be grown in stagnant water, in flooded water, but that is not case for vegetables or fruits, because they are sensitive to certain kind of fungal infections which are arising due to water stagnancy. We should also mention here that some plants can fight water stress. Can a plant have some amount of resistance to water stress, such as millets? But there are some plants such as rice, vegetables, fruits. They cannot. They are not able to withstand water stress, so they require frequent irrigations or a good amount of water to them. So crop requirement is another thing which you can mention. Secondly, climatic conditions. Obviously, climate. Suppose there is high strong winds, so actually it will reduce sprinkler irrigation, because due to high wind, the sprinklers, the losses of the sprinkler will be high. Suppose this is sprinkler, it is going like this, and suppose a very high wind starts coming from this side. So all the sprinkler will be moving like this, and this part of the crop will remain kind of unaffected by the water. So this is what we should keep in mind. Rainfall, obviously, if an area has a good amount of rainfall, the irrigation requirement will be low. Okay, so depending on rainfall, we will choose supplemental irrigation. Okay, if the rainfall is high, our supplements will be low. If the rainfall is low, our supplemental irrigation will be high. Obviously, temperature and evaporation should be kept in mind, because high evaporative areas may benefit from drip irrigation. Suppose there is areas which is high evaporation, so flood irrigation, other things, and doesn't seem practical, because there will be huge evaporation losses. So you should go for drip irrigation in the areas of high evaporation or evapotranspiration losses. Next, obviously, economic factors also should be seen, because suppose you are going for drip irrigation, so it is very costly. It will need proper maintenance, it will need proper equipments which are very costly. So affordability should be also should be seen. Is the farmer able to afford drip irrigation or not? Operational cost benefit ratios. Suppose we have the cost, the cost, the crop will, the price the crop will get give us in market is the profit, let it be the profit the crop will give us 2000, and you are spending 1000 in irrigation only. It is kind of unsustainable all year only. So that should be kept in mind. Operational cost, because some irrigation methods will require high labor, increase energy dependency. Because you are using drip irrigation, you need electricity for drip irrigation to work. So all these things should be kept in mind. Next, obviously, infrastructure availability. Okay, if you are using drip irrigation, you should have power connection to your fields. You should have proper pumps. You should have filtration units. So all these things also matter. So infrastructure is also a one thing. Suppose there is a village where there is no power availability in the field. So how the villagers will use drip irrigation there? So that is one thing. I suppose there is one a scheme, that is PM Kusum. So if the farmers have this scheme, obviously they will go for the Tullu pumps based on solar power project, because they have this infrastructure available. So all these things have a toll on irrigation. Now moving to the next factors, obviously labor availability. You can add labor availability in economic factors only. Okay, if the labor availability of labor is also important, because suppose you are using surface irrigation and labor is not available, or labor is expensive, so it is not suitable. And mechanized systems reduce labor cost. If the labor availability is low, go for mechanized systems such as drip irrigation. Okay, so this is another thing you said, Vincent. Obviously you should keep in mind about government policies. Government policies, or you can say government subsidies, government support. Suppose there is a policy in which Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, which supports macro irrigation. There is a macro irrigation fund which will fund farmers for macro irrigation equipment. So obviously farmers will go for macro irrigation because it will encourage them. So support, not a government policies in form of support, in form of training is needed by the farmers. Because suppose a farmer has been given drip irrigation and he doesn't know how to use, there is no need, there is no use of it only. So you should keep these things in mind. Obviously environmental considerations, always write environmental considerations, because we are now moving towards sustainability. So environment has become a very big factor. So we should also focus on water conservation goals. It's not like that if we want to do irrigation we will waste a lot of water. Water conservation should be kept in mind. Go for drip irrigation. Government has the slogan that is per drop more crop. So all these things would be mentioned in your answer. And suppose there is areas which are prone to water logging, salinity, so they need some special tailored irrigation approaches so that they reduces their salinity, or they become fit for agriculture. So these are the things which you can, these are the factors which you can mention in your answers. And in the conclusion, obviously, you can write by your own. You can mention about how these things are affected by, how our decisions are affected by natural, agronomic, technical, economic, social factors, government factors, and through proper irrigation scheduling, through proper irrigation management, we can not only enhance our crop productivity but also enhance water use efficiency and also enhance soil health. So all these things can be mentioned in your conclusion. So I think that is all for today. I hope you understand how to write these types of answer, and I have discussed a lot of points, 7-8 points. Okay, so that will be enough for your answer. If you like it, please press the like button, please do share, and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on regular basis. And if you like, share, and subscribe, it helps, it motivates us to make more such videos for you regularly. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.